Hello, today is Friday, 4th of February 2022, and I was about to do like a series on Mars through the houses, and I thought in the light that we are going to be, well, it's Friday for one thing, day of Venus, and secondly, we're also coming very fast approaching Valentine's Day. Let's do Venus through the houses, and what better day to start this than today? So I'm just going to give you the indications for Venus, and then we go on to discuss how it is when it is in your first house. And obviously this is all using a sidereal zodiac, and the condition of Venus will be like, I'm just pretending it's got like no conjunctions, no aspects, just the pure Venus through the first house. And obviously this Venus is going to be completely different depending on whether or not it's in Scorpio or Sagittarius or Gemini, you know, so they're all different. And also the nakshatras make a difference too, because they will definitely refine that. And obviously it's not just nakshatras are 13 degrees 20 of a sign. They have 4 padas as well, so each pada is different again. So there's a lot to think about, but anyway, let's start. So I thought I'd just go through the indications for Venus. So Venus is all about balance. If somebody was to say to me, what would you just say would be, you know, like if you were to give 3 things to explain what Venus is, I would say Venus is about balance, it's about self-love, and it's about good choices. This will be how I would describe it. I wouldn't describe it like what people may think, you know, this that's why people who have got good relationships, and they, even if they were to come out of one relationship, they soon attract another, it's because they just got that understanding that they can be generous, you know, and they can see the big picture. So anyway, let's start. So keywords: love, passion, relationship, union, choices, values, obviously the arts, self-love, grace, partnerships, beauty, non-judgmental, generosity in all things, diplomacy, fairness, interaction, family, artistics, and kind of, I would just say things to do with, you know, aesthetics really as well. Fashion, cosmetics, perfume, flowers, paintings, good food, travel, vehicles of any kind. So it could be anything from a scooter, bike to car, or even an airplane. It's pleasant, it's about luxury, it's about charm, sensuality, unconditional love, expressive, social grace and awareness, and it goes on. So, and it's also, I think I would also just add, there is like appreciations of all things and seeing beauty in everything. This is when Venus is quite balanced. And as we know that in the natural zodiac, starting from Aries, it rules the 2nd and the 7th house. So Taurus, which is a fixed sign, and this sign is also earthy. So you know that Venus is obviously a feminine planet. It ruling the 2nd sign of the zodiac. It rules the face and also the neck. So it's about choices, turning right and left to actually see when is a good time to cross the road, if you like. And they know what's good for them, rather than they wouldn't make a choice. A good Venus would not go for somebody who looks good. They would just kind of think, because it rules the natural 2nd house of the zodiac, it's about family. What is this relationship a good investment for me and for my children? You know, for my values, does it add to my values? They wouldn't be straying, even if I don't know, some magical handsome guy or Adonis of a guy, or some Aphrodite will come through. This is really all about that kind of having that value. And and obviously, because it rules the second natural house of the zodiac, it is a feminine planet. When you are gracious towards feminine things, which is like environment, females, women, female energy, women, mothers, and everything else, it naturally helps kind of that respect. It could even be from one woman to other. It doesn't have to be from a man to a man to a woman, and actually from a man to a man. Generosity, being kind, money flows in. So I just want to add here as well that Venus is friendly with Saturn. Venus rules the second house of the zodiac, which is money, resources, and also the money, the savings that you have, money that you have in the bank account. And it's friendly with Saturn, and Saturn rules the 11th house of the zodiac. And so that again is another house of gains, financial gains. So these two planets work together really well, because in a relationship you want to be, obviously, see the beauty in the person, also be there for them during the times that they are sick, they're unwell, growing old together, being a pillar for each other, looking after, having each other's back. And this is the reason why often when people can't find love, it's because they can't love themselves. And what it creates this issue with back problems, because obviously Saturn rules your structure, also there's the sun, but it's like skeletal system. So lack of support. And this is when you can really help yourself by just starting with self-love, doing rituals to really get the Venus in your chart strong. And I always say this, planets that are really fast moving, like Venus, Mercury, Moon, and the Sun, they're really easy to get results quickly out of them. And just be persistent, but always thank God and universe for everything as well. So, and also Saturn is again brings that stability to Venus, and it shows that with time things get better as well in the relationship. So normally when you go into a relationship, the first couple of years are quite easy, and then you go through this more challenging times, because remember, when you get married, the first year is like woohoo. The second year is pretty good, you're helping each other to pay the bills and everything. The third year, so again, it becomes an upachaya, so it's a bit challenging. You have to put more effort into the relationship. And again, the fourth year can bring you more comforts, because you got the accumulation of the wealth. You might just change home to a bigger home, or you might actually buy a home together. And you might have kids after that, sixth house, there could be that you get yourself into debt, all that kind of stuff, basically. And then from the seventh house, you start traveling, all that kind of stuff. But so relationships have also go through all these stages as well. And anyway, let's go back. So second house is all about family. It's your speech. So it's always good to try and always leave the person with a kind word, and because I think people never forget your kindness and generosity, whether it's in words or gestures, something like that. It's always magical, and it's also rules senses with this, something, all those. And I really love it, because my own daughter, she's really good at this. She's very good at explaining, like when she smells something, she can really use all these words to articulate a particular sort of smell or taste or something. It's lovely, very Venetian, that is. It's also to do with what is good for me. And it also rules the seventh house of the zodiac, which is about attraction to the other, and that whole romantic thing, romance and being together, and gets your heart chakra because it rules the heart chakra, so it gets you excited, pumping the blood around your body, which is obviously Mars gets the passion going, and stimulation, interaction, going out, being more sociable, social events, in, you know, as I said, interaction again. And also it rules kind of dealing with other people, being generous and diplomatic and creating harmony with others, and you know, that kind of stuff. And also it's debilitated in the 6th natural house of the zodiac, Virgo, when it's all, everything is on the microscope. You know, you did this and you didn't do that, and last Sunday, you know, you dropped a pin on the floor or something like that. You know, it's just like really being very critical, and just knocking somebody down for something that, you know, does it, okay, some things, you know, you got to say, but other things, you know, just doesn't have to be a big deal really, so you can overlook certain stuff. And just always remember, when you're going to say something, just always remember the good things and balance things out really. And it's exalted in the 12th natural house of the zodiac, which is the house of sex and bed pleasures and good sleep, having that when you put your head down, you're just like rested, you know, it's beautiful. Also, this is the house of devotions, and devotion, God, spirituality, and the bigger picture. So that's another word that I would use for it as well, is devotion. Obviously, Venus will be very different according to, you know, as I said, the situation with it. But if it's normally in front of the sun in your chart, so it will be, I don't mean in the same sign, I mean in front. It will be much more ta-da, I'm here kind of Venus, whereas Venus, if it's behind the sun, it's more introverted, not so extroverted. So anyway, this is the bit about Venus. I'm now going to do through the houses. Thank you for watching. As I'm doing this Venus through the houses, I'm approaching Valentine's Day. It doesn't need to necessarily be because of that. I actually wanted to just tell you, I had this is Michael Mastro's and his wife Robin's book, you know, Making Room for Mr. Right. It could be for Mrs. Right too. And I bought this book because Michael, I mean, he's a fantastic Vastu expert, and he's an architect anyway, so it's just wonderful putting the two together. And he actually did Vastu for my property, and kind of remedied some of the issues, because actually this property has got so many issues you will not believe. But since then, it's been really brought a lot of happiness into my home. So, and this has got a wonderful, obviously it tells you about, more than anything, saying to you that if you want somebody, love to come into your life, you have to make room for it. So if your house or property or your flat or your room is full of clutter, you kind of like, the energy is a mess in your environment. So fix your environment, get rid of anything that no longer serves you, and start making it beautiful. And it gives you lots of different things. It's also got like a full moon ritual thing that you can do. It's also invites you to do intentions and write down exactly the sort of person that you want in terms of like physically, what do you want them to look like, financially, emotionally, spiritually, which is fantastic, really amazing. So it kind of makes you really think about what you want, because I think often people want love, but they haven't really, never really thought about how, you know, what sort of love they want. And I think right now is a really good time to start thinking about what type of love you want, because we have just been through, well, we're still going through a really difficult patch in the world, and what you thought you liked 2 years ago might be very different to what you look for now. So this would be a perfect time now to start thinking about what you would like. So anyway, it has lots of different tips. It's got beautiful full moon rituals that you can do. So amazing. And I just wanted to show you, because I love yantras. It's also got like a yantra for Venus there. which, you know, I don't know if you can actually take a picture of that, and I'm sure Michael wouldn't mind, and just print a few things, few of those, and then start colouring the yantra in whatever colour you like. So, you know, these kind of things reiterate your message of love to the universe, that's what you're looking for. And be open, you know, like do Venusian things, start treating yourself really well, and the universe will start treating you well. Thank you for watching. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Today we're going to do Venus in the 7th house. So 7th house is an angle, so obviously this is a very strong placement. 7th house is not only the sign that's right opposite the 1st house. So 1st house, our 7th house is our partner, so it actually gives us a flavour of our partner. It's also our public image, how everybody sees us, and it's 10th houses from 10th house, so it's extremely important. This is like when you can actually see exactly what the person's, you know, this gives you a real good flavour about the person's career. And obviously Venus is, depending on the sign, it can be very strong or has got things to work through. Remember that Venus works really well in own sign, which is Libra and Taurus. It's also friendly with Mercury, although it's debilitated in Virgo, but it does really well in Gemini. It's also quite strong in signs that Saturn has, Aquarius and Capricorn. These are all sidereal signs, by the way, not the tropical western signs. So let's have a look at the so this is obviously, as we said, like this is like your public image, how people see us, how we approach relationships, and what people at work think of us, really. And so 7th house of the natural zodiac is Libra, so it's got that flavour of Libra, and Libra is about commerce. It's like a market and trade place. It's like give and take. It's where you work with the others, where you go to the market. You know, if you go and buy something, if you, for example, you wanted a kilo of particular type of apple, if they don't have it, they go to another place next to them, you know, ask them if they could, you know, so they work together. They like to have that interaction back and forth with other people. And so this is not a person who wants to be on their own. They want to be, you know, having Venus particularly, I think any planet in the 7th house makes you want to be interactive with other people. Venus particularly, because it's planet of love, so they want to be in love, you know, they want that kind of thing in their life. So and it's they always want to have that balance as well. The sign is balanced, so anything that is in 7th house or Libra has that balance issue, because, you know, if things are not very good in their relationship, they really feel like the balance is like toppling over, constantly trying to make that right. So they want to have diplomacy, harmony, give and take in their relationship. So that is just in their life, really. And also 7th house is travel too. So sometimes going abroad can activate a love thing or activate their work thing in some senses as well. So this is also somebody who is compromising, has the ability to see the other person's viewpoint, wants to hear and see what they need in their life, particularly if Venus is strong. You know, this is not a sort of person who would just be completely like into what I want. It's like, what do we want for the better of our relationship? And everything that they do in their relationship, when it's good, it actually has a counter effect on their work as well. So success in their relationship brings success in their work. It kind of goes hand in hand. In fact, relationships, going into a relationship can activate their job, you know, because it's 10 houses from 10th houses. So it's very, very strong. So they want refinement, grace, balance, equality in their relationships. and they want to show off their partner. They want somebody who's beautiful, who, you know, they don't want to be like keeping their partner away from the limelight. They want to share the limelight with their partner. They want everybody to be, you know, like aware of their partner. And so they will have, they appear really well, you know, it's very sort of like very much together as a couple when they go out. In their social circles, they want to have they have good manners, good social skills. They are able to interact with people, most people, and they can charm anyone really. So a really good example of this is Princess Diana, because Princess Diana broke the whole thing in the royal family, because whereas a royal family, you know, if they, like, for example, when the Queen has these tea things, I don't think she's done them for a while, but these afternoon teas for normal people. And then she just literally, you know, as soon as they have to talk to other people, normal people like us, the commoners, they would put their gloves on, you know, so they don't handshake, touching skin with normal people, the commoners. Princess Diana never did that. She was like, no, she would cuddle anybody who was like, you know, they just don't see that. They don't see that because they want to interact. So, and her Venus in the 7th house is also in Taurus, so it's literally is very kind of graceful, you know. I just thought I'd just put that in because I just remembered that she has that. Yeah, and it's obviously quite a sexual thing as well. They got this sexual aura about them. And they just got beautiful physique. They're just beautiful, particularly if it's a nice sign. They exude all this beauty. So yeah. With this, obviously, you can see somebody who is, you can see a person's job. So when somebody's wanting to know about their job, you can obviously look at the 10th house, 10th lord, any aspects to it. But you can also look at the 7th house. That gives you quite a lot of information about their job as well. And so this could be a judge, a lawyer, a prosecutor, it could be a mediator, it could be a counsellor, particularly if 5th house is involved. But obviously we're talking about a Venus free of any conjunctions or aspects. But generally, by the sign, you know, you can see quite a lot by the fact that who, you know, what does Venus rule for you, that kind of thing. But whatever, because Venus, wherever it sits, is the part of our life that we enjoy. Venus is enjoyment. So this is they enjoy being in love. They enjoy being in relationship. They love flirting. Also, Mercury is quite flirty too. And they just they like to look beautiful, you know. They like to, when they go out, you know, they want to have the whole refinement, the perfume and everything, the aftershave for the guys, you know. They are very, very aware of their public image, but whatever they do, there is that sense of feel good about it, pleasure. So, as I said, judges, counsellors, but they're also very artistic. If it's, as I said, with the 5th house, particularly, they make fantastic counsellors, you know, really good teachers too, teachers, professors. It really depends what kind of thing it gives you. But definitely there is a marriage and work thing, or relationship and work things going on, for sure. Obviously, Venus is also a very creative, so in their job they will be also a creative theme running through it as well. Even if they're lawyers or judges, they still have that creative mind that can help them, you know, as people will enjoy being with them. So let's have a look at different ascendants now. Just one thing before I start on the ascendants, I just wanted to just say, when the karaka of a house is in that house, then what happens is there is a bit of an issue. I just see, you know, I like natural light, and I live in the UK. We don't get much of that, so but I just noticed I've got this this thing going on. It is beautiful. That anything to do with the sun is much appreciated. So basically, yeah, when the planet that is a karaka for a house is in that house, there are lessons to be learned there. There are going to be some learning steps that we need to take in order to find out. So these people can be slightly dissatisfied in love because they are looking again for perfection. Unless if the first house or the ascendant is very strong, it can give you more a few trial runs at relationships. And never really worry about any of these things. This is life, you know, we need to go through these things. This is the life we've chosen to. Everything in our chart is our stepping stones. It doesn't reflect everything forever, but we definitely need to have certain things to learn from it. So for Aries ascendant, this is obviously the 2nd and 7th house ruler in the 7th house, aspect in the 1st house. So obviously this is going to be quite strong. Again, it can give you some trial runs before you settle for the right person, and then that will kind of show, you know, a really good successful relationship. But they definitely, you know, and they also Venus will also activate the 2nd house of money as well. So money and wealth and values, as they settle with the right person, they get to self-value and start, you know, everything comes in better for them. Then for Taurus ascendant, 7th house is their is Scorpio. So when it also rules 1st and 6th house for them. So for them, because 1st house obviously themselves, and 6th house is house of service, upachaya house, there are going to be some difficulties, some discord or deaths or things like that. So it could just be that, you know, literally it could be that somebody who used to get on their nerves before, maybe they used to work with each other, and then that person over time becomes their partner as they get to know each other. And, you know, I heard that about Rita Ora actually, and Calvin Harris, the DJ, I think at the beginning, although they're not together anymore, but they were quite a little cute couple where, you know, when she first met him, she didn't like him at all. And over time, they kind of grew to like each other, and they were seeing each other. It didn't last though, but they were a really cute couple together. Anyway, so it could also be the other way. So it could be a couple, and then, you know, there could be like discord, or, you know, there could be a break in the relationship or something like that. But it could be somebody, their partner is really very aware of service and very aware of the role they want to play in, you know, in giving to other people. You know, their success, you know, in relationship is very much to do with the type of work that they do. They might actually help women who are, you know, unfortunate, you know, or, you know, they might have been like sexually abused women or something like that. Unfortunate people. So it could be that the partner or themselves has a job similar to that, where there are some sort of, you know, unfortunate events had happened to them. But definitely, obviously, it's 1st house ruler in the 7th house, so it creates a Raj Yoga for them. Through difficulties and obstacles comes relationships that are nice. Really then helps themselves to actually value themselves. For Gemini ascendant, Venus in the 7th house will be Venus, which is 5th house ruler in the 7th house. It's also 12th house ruler in the 7th house. So they want to be romantic. You know, they want to be in love. This is like a romantic, very kind of sensual, sexual person, you know, who wants to have children. They want that really massive connection. And also Sagittarius is a natural 9th house of the zodiac, so they want to be able to this is really nice, Dan Yoga, Raj Yoga. This is really nice because it's the 5th house ruler aspect in the 1st house. And they you know, Sagittarius being the 9th natural sign of the zodiac, they want to commit. They want to travel with a partner. They want to be educated together. They want to see the world and have children, educate them. Quite very refined placement, really, so it's nice. And for Cancer Ascendant, this will be Venus in Capricorn. So this will be like the 4th house ruler in the 7th house. And Venus also rules that 11th house as well. So they can gain a property abroad. They could, their partner could be also part of their bigger network of friends. And it can also, the partner can also activate their gains as well. Or they could also be working in a really big establishment, big company, big organization, that kind of thing. But certainly it will have, they could have real estate gain through that, stuff like that. You know, partner actually just gets activated. Their them having property and stuff like that. For Leo Ascendant, Venus being in the 7th house, Venus rules their 3rd and 10th house, so this will be really strong for them. This could definitely be somebody who's a lawyer, works as a CEO in a big organization. Really, it gives you quite, there could be like the market in the marketing department, or there could be the person who actually presents the company as such. So very, very strong placement for their job. And obviously Venus is a good planet for them, rules the 10th house, so in the 7th house, you know, and it's also aspect in the 1st house, so it's really good for them, for their work and their public image. So this will be really good. And their friends as well, you know, they probably will have a really big circle of friends because it rules the 3rd house and it's in the 11th natural sign of the zodiac, which is Aquarius. So for Virgo Ascendant, Venus is exalted in the 7th house. So this is amazing. This will be 2nd house and 7th house ruler in the 9th house, exalted. So for Virgo, this is really lovely. So, and it's got like an exalted planet aspect in the 1st house. And obviously because it's a trinal house, 9th house ruler aspect in, well, being in the 7th house is Raja Yoga, aspect in the 1st house is Dhan Yoga, rules the 2nd house. So it's multiple beautiful things going on. So this is yet another beautiful one. So this will be somebody who's educated, is refined, has got wonderful family values, able to save, able, you know, the father has got a lot of you know, is probably quite well known. Yeah, so there'll be just wonderful things going on there. And also look at that, they literally 7th house being like 10th from 10th. How amazing is their work? It's just incredible. So for them, this is just amazing. Obviously, you want to just check D9 just to see the condition of that in D9, but it's very lovely. Beautiful. And it creates all kinds of wealth and beauty, travel, education, culture, refinement, values, good values. Amazing. For Libra Ascendant, this will be Venus in Aries, which is for them, obviously Venus rules the 1st and the 8th house in the 7th house. So there could be some sudden ups and downs in work, in relationships. There could also be like, for, you know, obviously, you know, 8th house stuff. They could have secretly been seeing each other and then it becomes public, that kind of stuff. But there's always something secret about their job. There's something secret about their relationship. So we need to just like assess, you know, oh, they could have a secretive job. You know, they could be a little investigator or something, private detective. You have to have a look, because also Aries is a sign of military, so it could just be that they're in secret service or they meet their partner when they're in the army, that kind of stuff. And also it'd be somebody who, you know, they're not going to be shy, they want to be in a relationship, they're in there, you know, if they like you, they tell you. And it doesn't matter if it's a male or female, yeah, just in there tell you. But yeah, quite amazing. And then for Scorpio Ascendant. Scorpio Ascendant, 7th house ruler is Taurus. Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus, so this is like their 7th and 12th house ruler in the 7th house. So this could be somebody that they meet abroad. Their business could be like import export, dealing with foreign places, lots of travel, you know, because both 12th and 7th house, they're both traveling, but staying in nice hotels, lots of nice events, good food, refinement, enjoyment, you know, that kind of thing, big events. They could even be in the travel industry, really, because just the nature of Taurus and Venus there. So yeah, it could be that. And again, 12th house, there could be some secretive things going on there, you know. But obviously it gives, you know, they want somebody who's very sexual, you know, so that kind of stuff. And for Sagittarius Ascendant, Venus obviously rules their 6th and 11th house. So the person could be of service to women. They could be somebody who's really chatty, quite interesting. They could be in medical field, that kind of stuff. It could be a nurse. They could also be like, depending, you know, what else is going on. There could be somebody who's very kind of aware, you know, a nurse, and also because Mercury rules the signs which are for young people, so they could be a student, their teacher. They could be in teaching jobs, or a professor, in kind of data information, technology jobs, that kind of stuff. Their friends are very much involved. You know, their friends are also a lot of female friends. They also a lot of very refined friends, because their 11th house is Libra. So yeah, and there could be some conflicts as well between partner and in love and stuff like that. They would really want to be somebody who is very practical, who is really sort of nurturing to the others, you know, because 6th house is it's also pets and things like that. So, and also Venus is in a friendly sign there, so it could be that they're looking after rescued animals, things like that. And for Capricorn Ascendant, Venus will be in Cancer. This will be 5th and 10th house ruler. So this is a Yoga Karaka planet in the 7th house. Very, very strong, very good. It's also aspecting the 1st house, which is friendly sign to Venus. So this will be amazing. Really, really good placement because of where it is. Very nurturing. Venus will be very this is also a house of like moon, so it would be a very nurturing partner, very good quality, feminine qualities. For if this was one was in a man's chart, for a woman will be somebody who is very, very dedicated to their mum, to their home country, all that kind of stuff. It's very nurturing actually. And the businesses they could be in, they could be travel. It could be all to do with medical things, teaching, very good for many things, dairy, farming, stuff like that. For Aquarius Ascendant, this will be Venus in Leo. So Venus for them also, Yoga Karaka planet, rules 4th house, and also the 9th house is in the 7th house. So a lot to do with travel. They want to commit to that person, because 9th house is also contractual. It could be a politician. It could be somebody who works for the government. The feeling behind it is not going to be great sometimes, because obviously Venus is sitting in Leo's in an enemy sign. It does help the 1st house, because obviously it's a Yoga Karaka planet there. So it creates lots of really good, successful things. But, you know, the feeling behind it is not great. So sometimes it's more because, not so much with ours, but somebody who's a politician probably is, you know, kind of likes to have that kind of thing to show to the public. You know, that sort of stuff. But for us, for normal people, will be just like somebody who has, Leo is also normal 5th house of children as well. So gives beautiful children, very very educated, very good students as well. Good at. It is also somebody who's got really creative mind as well, because it is also 5th house again, that kind of thing. But generally speaking, it's nice because it's Yoga Karaka planet, creating all those opportunities at work and in love. But these people normally, because Venus obviously first of all is in 7th house, and also Venus in sun signs, or with the sun, it just means that they in relationships quickly, out quite quickly too. It doesn't happen with everyone, but when they settle, they really do settle, because the house is fixed and they are very much then devoted to their wife or their husband, and their career then flourishes. For Pisces Ascendant, this will be Venus in the 7th house will be debilitated, because Venus obviously in Virgo. However, I always think that it's it still kind of has got very creative ways. It gives a beautiful, really beautiful partner. Obviously, we need to be aware of that. Anything to do with Virgo or 6th house can be a little bit critical, really detailed, very practical. It gives you a very practical partner. It gives you somebody this will be really good for litigation, because of Virgo. It'll be somebody who is just able, intellectually very, very high up there. And it's also obviously 3rd and 8th house ruler, so it will be somebody who is very learned, very good at detail. They research everything for work in order to present it, so it'll be absolutely amazing. And it'll be practical. You can make things as creative, because of the 3rd house things as well. And it will go through certain changes, definitely. Jobs, there are some secret elements to the job. There could be that they work, on some secret kind of things, or they don't necessarily reveal everything, in terms of communication, just because of the nature of the job they do. Anyway, that's all, everyone. Have a really lovely day. I'll see you next time. Thank you.